Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Last time, we got jailed. Now, well, not much we can do. We can't actually go out the door and escape or anything. We can ask how Barrett, Red, and Aeris are doing. So let's, if you just want to continue on with the plot, you can talk to Aeris, and that'll continue on with the plot right away. But let's see how Barrett and Red are doing. Let's start with Red. Grandpa. Oh, that was short. Okay. Now, there's another chance to massively affect the date mechanic here. Talk to Tifa here. Can we get out? Leave it to me. Kinda hard. Yeah, I'm kinda hard.
Bow chicka bow wow.
If you say leave it to me, you'll gain points with Tifa. If you say kinda hard, you'll lose points with Tifa. The interesting thing about this is you can actually talk to her multiple times over and over again, and vastly affect the outcome of the date scene. So you could. If you like absolutely wanted to guarantee your date with Tifa, you can ask her over and over again and respond, leave it to me, over and over and over again. And I mean, you could do it literally forever until you decide that you're done playing the game, or your computer shuts off or something. But if you wanted to vastly affect the outcome of the date, and if you wanted to guarantee Tifa, say leave it to me 50 times, 75, 100 times. You can do it a whole bunch. Alternately, if you want to make sure she is completely out of the running, say kinda hard, and just answer that question with that response over and over and over and over again, losing points with her, and you'll lose a lot of points with Tifa, essentially putting her out of the running for the date scene. And so you can vastly affect the outcome of the date scene with this response. Like I said, you can ask her over and over again. I don't really care. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up with Tifa because those responses I've been giving so far have mostly been toward Tifa. But I'm not going to know until I actually get to that point. I'm going to say, leave it to me. God, you're so brave. And that's all we can do with Tifa, other than just to ask her over and over again. All right, let's go back to the door. Let's see how Barrett is doing. We don't want to move on with the plot just yet. Let's get some more dialogue here. That's right. We've learned all that already. Okay. Red just scratches his ear. Avalanche is getting reborn, I guess. Red really doesn't care. Alright, let's walk away and talk to the door again. And now we wonder how Aeris is doing. Now you could have started with Aeris, and then once you walked away from the door and come back, you'd have the option to talk to Barrett and Red, or you could just said, let's just get some sleep and not talk to either one of those two. Either way, you have to talk to Aeris eventually. But you could skip Barrett and Red if you had desired. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, you noticed that, did you? Of course you don't. Why would you? That would make the storyline way too easy. Can you translate that into English? No, of course you can't. Hello, I'm round. No, that's probably not what it says. Alright, that ends that conversation. Can we talk to Tifa again? Oh, sure can. Alright, let's talk to the door. Let's just get some sleep. Alright, that was by the way the last time you could do that. After you talk to Aeris, if you talk to all three of them first, okay, the let's get some sleep option will happen after you talk to Aeris. If you haven't talked to Barrett and Red yet, you have the option of talking to them, or you can just get some sleep. Once you say let's get some sleep, you'll lose the opportunity to talk to Barrett and Red. Also, you lose the opportunity to gain or lose points with Tifa by asking her about her asking if they can get out. Because at this point, she's asleep. You walk over to her now, she just got the ellipses. Alright. And conveniently, the door is open. And how come you didn't hear it open when it came open? Now, we can't open up anybody else's door. All we can do is go over here to the left and investigate this dead body. Now we go back to the middle, talk to Tifa. There we follow Tifa. Once she gets there, alright, Tifa's going to help Aeris out of the prison cell. I'm going to come over here and help Barrett and Red. I want to stand on Red, apparently. Sorry, puppy, you don't need to stand on your head. Well, the door's open because I have the key. That's how I got in. And now I can get out the door. Cloud! Damn. Over here, they're going to talk a little bit. Uh-huh. Alright, come over here and talk to Red. Come in here and talk to Aeris and Tifa. I believe they end up in my party. And I think it's what I had earlier, so I don't think my materia needs to be shifted at all. Yeah. Because nobody else has... Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. That's another reason why I went ahead with Tifa and Aeris in my party after I finished with the fight against that machine. And the fight against the Hojo experiment that came out. After we recruited Red, is because I knew I was going to get Tifa and Aeris back. I figured it'd save me the time of having to rearrange the party and rearrange my materia again. I would just get them back and immediately go right back to it. So now we need to go this way. We need to go left. This guy is obviously dead. The Genova thing is gone. Alright, I'm all saved up, ready to go. Let's follow the trail of blood. Like it goes this way. Now that the Genova specimen has escaped, we have new enemies. These guys are a lot different. These are really weird. But the these two blue things over here called brain pods, and we got the Zanine over here at the bottom of the screen. Let's go ahead and go limit break. Yeah, and yeah, alright, I got them both that time. I believe that skill that those brain pods are casting is some kind of poison infliction status, I think. Poison or darkness, I forget. Tifa, Magic Thunder. These guys are not all machines anymore, so we can't rely on Thunder to be our powerful magic. I believe these might be weak to Fire, so I think you can go ahead and cast Fire to do some extra damage. Piazzo Shower. That I think causes poison to somebody. Yeah, there it is. I knew one of these two could cast a poison ability. All right, let's fire on the Zanine. All right, it didn't seem to cause any more damage than Thunder, so I guess they're not really weak. At least he's not weak to fire. All right, and we got Deadly Waste. All right, continue to follow the poison. It looks like it leads up. Okay. And when he says leads up, it means referring to going through here. You see all the claws on the wall and everything. Alright. What's down here? Have I ever gone down this way before? Oh, okay. I can't go through here. Okay. Alright. So it actually had to have gone... Okay. I just never actually gone down those stairs before. So you couldn't have actually gone this way around in order to come up these stairs, right? Because you wouldn't be able to go through the door. You'd have to go around the way Red came. So, okay, let's go up. Let's continue to go up. And go through this door. Oh, no, went the wrong way. All right, what else we got here? Got some more enemies. All right, these guys are kind of annoying. These guys are called Vargid Police. They can cast an ability that can potentially stop you, I think. Or it's their... If it's not these guys, it's their palette-swapped cousins later in the game. Alright. Go through here. I'm going to go ahead and throw down a save right here real quick. I'll be right back again. Alright. Now let's follow the trail. You don't actually have to follow it up this particular flight of stairs. You can go this way. It takes you to the same place, which is the upper floor, obviously. And what do we have here? Okay, the same fight we had a moment ago. I'll cut this one out. I'll be right back. Alright, let's keep going. The stairs here. Right over here. And, well... Shimmer looks the worse for wear. Sephiroth's. Oh, it's Palmer. Sephiroth was here. Okay. Obviously Cloud sees things differently. Rufus? Who's Rufus? Oh. And I can get some conversation here with some of these guys. They don't specifically say who they're talking about here. I don't know if they're referring to Sephiroth or if they're referring to Rufus there. With Barrett's response, talking about being assigned similar house for a long time, I'm going to assume he's referring to Rufus, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if the former is referring to Rufus or Sephiroth. I'm going to assume since nobody has apparently ever heard of Sephiroth before I mentioned it, I'm going to assume everyone's referring to Rufus there. Then we go up to the north up here. You could have actually gone back downstairs if you wanted to, that save point, but you still could have gone into a random encounter with just Cloud in your party, and that's not good, because you can get killed and then game over. Our vague introductions begin. Cloud, ex-soldier, first class. Avalanche member. Avalanche member over here. Flower girl from the slums, and because we can't reveal his true origins right now, a research specimen. Really? At the hands of Sephiroth. Oh, he's going to give us a speech. Here goes. Okay. I find it funny that Rufus turns to Tifa like, how dare you compare me to my father? Real crisis? What? Okay, so we get our exposition later. Right now, we have to fight. Meanwhile, everybody else runs for the exit. I don't really know why Aeris just suddenly stopped and doesn't explain what she just thought of. Unless it's just some convenient text that made no sense, just so we can split up into, again, the 3 party members. Alright, we gotta check on our equipment, of course. We're gonna remove Cloud Tifa's materia. And now we are in control of Aeris as leader of the party. And we're going to set up our equipment. And I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Here's my setup. As far as equipment, the only change I really made was I put the carbon bangle on Red, which I hadn't done yet because I didn't have the opportunity to before the battle with that experimental creature when we first recruited Red. So now everyone has a carbon bangle. As far as materia, Barrett has lightning all for multi-targeting attack, restore, steel, and fire. Mostly restore just because, mostly for, obviously so everyone has a restore materia. He's got steel mostly for the AP, and fire just for the AP. Because the enemies we're going to be encountering for the most part are going to be, especially the boss, are going to be machines, therefore you need lightning. Red has lightning all for multi-targeting magic. Cover, because we need to work on his limit breaks, which is also why I've inflicted him with the Fury status. Fire Elemental, because some of the enemies, even though they are machines, will be casting fire attacks, so it would help reduce the damage he takes, which now that I think about it is not a good idea because I'm trying to work on his limit break. Alright, hang on, let me do this a quick change here. Let's put this on Barrett. Let's do Fire Elemental here, change that to Steel, and then put Restore Fire there. Okay, restore fire. We've got 2 restore materia, which means somebody does not have a restore. That would be him. Steel, choose Steel, and then restore. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, so Barrett has lightning off multi-targeting attack fire elemental for fire elemental defense, because there is some enemies that cast fire here. Leaves for the next little bit. Restore for curing, of course. Lightning all, multi-targeting, lightning attack, of course. Cover, working on limit breaks. Again, Wise Fury. Steal, just because we need to work the AP on it. Fire and restore. And then Aeris has lightning, ice, fire, and poison. Restore all for multi-targeting curing if I need it. And the enemy skill, just because. One thing I don't think I mentioned earlier when I got the enemy skill materia is you see all the stars there on the screen. Each of those stars relates to an enemy skill you can learn. The enemy skill materia does not gain AP. The only thing it gains is the skills, and the only way to learn those is obviously, like I said, having those enemy skills cast on you. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 24 enemy skills that can be learned. So that's the only way you actually gain, quote, experience for the enemy skill is just by learning abilities. You don't actually gain it through AP, and it doesn't get stronger through AP. So leveling up, so since you can't level up through AP, it doesn't make any of those skills stronger. They're only going to be as strong as they are by default when they're learned. Okay, so that's going to be my setup. So let's get out of here. We can't go back and save because Tifa's blocking our path. So now we have to go through these elevator doors here. Talk to this elevator panel. And we get our boss fight on the elevator. First, this machine has to break the glass between us. And there it goes. Now, I want to point something out real quick, something that I haven't pointed out yet. Remember the whole front row, back row thing, and the long range abilities. Melee characters from the back row do less damage to enemies that are attacking either enemies from the back row or attacking enemies that are on the back row. However, at moments like this, where the characters and the enemies are separated, melee characters cannot reach the target. The exception is going to be limit breaks. Whether they're melee or not, limit breaks can hit from anywhere. Range does not matter. But so, for example, here, Red and Aeris, who are melee attackers, cannot reach the target. So by regular attacks from Aeris and Red will not work. Barret, on the other hand, can attack because he's long range. I hadn't pointed that particular thing out because I hadn't had the chance to show off a battle like this. So what it will say if you try to attack with Aeris or Red, it would say out of range. And the same thing is true for Cloud. Battles like this where there's actually a separate gap between the party and the enemy, or if the enemy is a really high-flying enemy, melee characters won't be able to reach them. So you have to use magic, or if you have a certain type of material that bypasses that problem, which we haven't gotten yet. All right, let's get into it. Since this is a machine, obviously we're just going to go with nothing but with the thunder abilities. This first guy is really easy to beat. He essentially has three forms, if you will. I mean, he has all of his weapons, but you can break down his weapons one at a time. His hidden artillery here, for example, we'll break that down eventually, so just keep casting thunder. Red's got his first limit break, so we'll go ahead and use that on his next turn. Red missed because he's Fury, so... But now, like I said, his Sled Fang, so we got the achievement for using Sled Fang, his first melee, or his first enemy skill, or first limit break. And like I said, limit skills aren't restricted to range, so he can still attack even though he can't use the regular attacks. Alright, now he's going to use his main artillery because the cannons are broken. So just keep casting thunder abilities. After we break his main cannon, he'll go down. He'll start doing a countdown, and I honestly have never. I've always killed him before he fired his countdown cannon, so I don't know exactly what it does. All right, Barret's limit's charged, so we'll go ahead and use it on this turn. I think we just broke his artillery. Yep, his main artillery is now broken. So now he's going to be charging. I think we call it a sensor cannon. So we'll go with Mind Blow or Big Shot here from Barret. Magic, keep casting thunder. Kaboom! 172 damage. Thunder again. And we killed him. He didn't even get a chance to charge the sensor cannon. So I guess I'll still never see what it looks like. Alright, now we got part 2 of this fight. This guy's a little harder because he can actually cast status ailments on you. Which, by the way, some commands like Steel, you won't be able to reach the target either. So even though even if the Steel was on Barrett, even though he's a long-range character, you wouldn't be able to steal because it'd be out of range. Even though he has a long-range weapon. Alright, magic. We'll keep it's still a machine, so we keep using Thunder on it. We're going to go ahead and use Heal on this next turn here. Cure, Red. Oh, that was close. That was really close. And we're going to use Red's Limit Break here on his next turn. Limit, Sled Fang. $183 damage. Okay, now he's changed forms. He's going to start spinning. And even though we're kind of a distance apart, he can actually come over to our elevator pad and attack us, unfortunately. But, you know, rules are rules. Flying Drill. Bonk. That's some heavy damage to her. But her Limit Break is now charged, so we can go ahead and use that Limit Break. We're going to use Healing Wind to heal ourselves up here. Doesn't matter. We killed the enemy. So that's just how weak they are to lightning. It is those machines just constantly cast lightning, and you'll win the battle easily. A few little Limit Breaks here and there, and you've won the battle. Alright, with those two done, we got a Mithril Armlet. Not as powerful as the Carbon Bangles that we have. Remove a tier from the members with switch. So we want to switch. Alright. Access menu with menu. Now we need to set up Cloud. This is going to be a one-on-one fight, so Cloud will be by himself here. So I'm going to set him up and be right back. Alright, I'm back, and here's my setup. The only thing I really changed as far as his equipment is concerned, I went ahead and added the Talisman to him to boost his spirit by 10. This isn't really necessary, this is just something I had. I thought I'd equip it. He's going to be the only guy fighting here, so I thought I'd give him a little bit of boost to his spirit. As far as his materia is concerned, I gave him Poison All, because it's going to be, even though it's a one-on-one fight, it's actually a one-on-two. There's going to be two enemies we have to deal with, even though Rufus is going to be the primary target. Cover, just to gain the AP. And even though Elemental, I have the Elemental materia on here, even though it's not attached to anything, I have it here mostly just so it gains AP as well. This is strictly for an AP gain. I don't have it paired to anything, so it's not going to be actually any use to me in the battle. I also have Restore, Lightning, and Fire. I also equipped these three, also the three materia that have the least amount of AP for each skill. This Restore has the least amount of AP with my other other Restores. So these two both have 737. This one only has 707. Same thing with the Lightning. This is 799, 707. This one is 426. This Fire is 448, while these two have 1122 and 559. I did that because there's going to be, you know, the biggest AP gain from fighting this boss, and I want to make sure the lowest. I want to have these that are kind of lagging behind a little bit in AP to kind of catch up to those that have a little more AP. I just kind of like to keep my materia as balanced as possible as far as AP, so they all level up at once. So I don't have like two materia or three materia that have, you know, the tier 2 materias, but I still got one materia that's way lagging behind, so it'll take a while to catch up. I kind of like to kind of keep them as balanced as I can as far as multiple materia of the same kind. So that's my setup here. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to put him in Sadness to help prevent, reduce the damage he's going to take. Not that the enemy's going to deliver a bunch. I just want to keep it down. I'm also going to put him in the back row to help eliminate some more damage. And I'm not going to be doing any physical attacks with him because he's going to be in the back row. I want to do as max damage as possible, so I'm going to do all magic. In fact, that's why I equipped Poison All, because I'm going to start with Bio and try to inflict poison on both Rufus and on both enemies in battle. Again, Cover and Elemental are just here for AP usage, for AP gain. Neither one of them are going to be useful here because Cover, there's nobody to cover because Cloud's the only party member. And again, Elemental is not paired to anything. Alright, so let's go ahead and itemize Tranquilizer, Cloud. Let's go ahead and rearrange our stuff here. And then put him in the back row. Alright, we're ready for the fight. End with start. Here we go. Because it's in the script. Oh, he is he? And here we go with the boss fight against Rufus Shinra. We don't get to fight the regular Shinra, we fight his son, but that's okay. Don't worry about the helicopter in the background, it's not going to do anything. All that's going to happen here is the dog is going to cast a couple of buffs on Rufus, mostly barriers like, well, the physical and magic barriers. Okay, it didn't, the poison didn't take, but that's okay, I'll try it again. Bio on Dark Nation. Dark Nation is the name of the dog. Unfortunately, they didn't work on the all, but I'm going to try. I want to kill them both. If you just kill Rufus, the battle will end. Well, okay, there we go. Dark Nation died instantly. I don't have to worry about trying to poison him. But I'm going to try to bio on him. Again, the helicopter won't do anything. The Dark Nation will just put buffs like Protect and Shell on Rufus and himself. And then all Rufus will do is fire a shotgun at you. Damn, that poison is not taking. What the hell? I've never had this much trouble trying to get poison to take on Rufus. Usually 1 or 2 turns and he's inflicted with it. There he goes. Finally, he's inflicted with it. Alright, so now we'll go with some other... doesn't matter. The poison did enough. It's a very short battle. And inflicting poison just does a little... does some good. Helps the battle go a little bit faster. And usually if you can get lucky enough to inflict poison on both Dark Nation and Rufus, by killing off Dark Nation, you get a Protect Vest and a Guard Source. Now I forget which one is which, but if you only defeat Rufus, the battle will end, and if you don't kill Dark Nation before Rufus retreats, you'll only get one of these 2 items. I forget which is which. But if Rufus retreats, you only get one of these 2 items. By killing Dark Nation, you'll get both of these. So take everything. Alright, we're back in control of Cloud. There's nothing more we can really do. I'm going to go ahead and put him back in the front row because we're done with that. And I'm going to get that sadness off of him. Am I out of hypers? I'm out of hypers. Oh well, that's no big deal. I don't think there's going to be much fighting between here and getting back down to where Tifa is. And the Protect Vest, what it does, it's an accessory that increases your vitality by 10. So essentially it's like another armor, if you will, that increases your defense. And a Guard Source permanently raises your vitality stat. There are multiple items throughout the game called sources. These items boost your various stats by 1 point. They, depending on the name of the item, obviously will tell you which stat it boosts. Like in this case of the Guard Source, it permanently raises Cloud's vitality by 1. And you can get a lot of those items to really boost your stats by a lot. Unfortunately, these sources in the long run really don't make that much of a difference, especially if you only get them one at a time. And you only use these sources 1 item at a time. 1 point gain won't be that big of a deal. And if you get like 100 of them, and you can boost the stat by 100 at a time, maybe. But getting 100 is kind of hard to do unless you're actually grinding for them, which grinding for them is not really that easy to do. Alright, we need to go catch up to Tifa. Let's work our way down here. Let's go ahead and throw down a save. And now we can go talk. Now we can catch up to Tifa. Talk to her. Where's Rufus? Very complicated. We're going to run out the door here. We're going to pretty much be doing some cutscenes from here on out. Alright, we're in control of Aeris here. There might be a random battle. I'm not sure. But I'm not really worried about it because usually if you just run straight to the exit, you'll be fine. So you just gotta run down here to the front door, around the desks. God damn it. Okay. All this pretty much is cutscenes from here on out for a while. Uh-oh, I hear gunshots. Yeah, we've already rescued you once. We're not going to try to come back and rescue you again. Again, that would be Mr. Wallace. Go, Red. What are we going to do? Oh, Tiva's arrived. And Cloud was supposed to be behind him. Prepare for one of the greatest FMVs, another one of the iconic FMVs of the game. Recognized even though if you haven't played the game before for the most part. Enter Cloud on the bike. Of course, she walks right into the screen with her self. Everybody gets in. Hurry, Red, jump in. This, I think, made the trailer to Final Fantasy VII when it first came out back in the 90s. All right. Here comes the bike chase scene. What we have to do here is we're in control of Cloud on the bike, and we gotta do some defending on the bike. First, I'm going to do some formation setups, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and show you my setup real quick. I'm going with Cloud, Aeris, and Red for this fight, mostly because I'm mostly trying to focus on limit breaks here. I want Aeris, again, trying to get her limit breaks working as much as possible. That is, she's also behind on level. She needs to level up some more. Just level up overall. And then Red, I want him. He's new to the party, so I want him to work on his limit breaks. He only has one right now. I don't have any hypers to inflict on Aeris and Red, so I can't boost their limit breaks by that much. But it's okay. It'll be enough. As far as their gear, Cloud still has a hard edge and carbon bangle. Gave him the protect vest for extra vitality. Red is a mithril clip, carbon bangle, and gave him the talisman for extra spirit. Aeris has a striking staff and carbon bangle. I didn't give her an accessory. I don't need the star pendant because I don't have anybody that's going to inflict poison on us. Excuse me. And finally, for materia, Cloud has lightning, all, steel, and poison. Fire elemental on his armor to help reduce fire damage that one of the enemies is going to, the bosses rather, is going to inflict on us. So trying to reduce the damage to Cloud and restore magic. He's got the restore for curing. Lightning all for you don't really need multi-targeting because I'm only going to be dealing with one enemy for the boss, but the all is there mostly for the AP growth. Steel and poison again mostly for AP growth. Red will be using lightning all again all for AP growth. Fire, restore enemy skill just to be there, and I don't have anything to put in a spare slot except the sense materia, and I don't want it to because I don't care. Aeris has lightning, fire, and ice, as well as restore all for multi-targeted curing and cover. Again, she's going to be the one that I really want to focus on the limit breaks the most, even though I know Red only has one limit break. She's the one I want the most because I want to get her level 4 limit break as fast as I can. I have a couple of empty slots because I don't have as much materia as I need. I only have that one sense materia and I don't want to use it. So that's going to be my setup as far as armor, weapons, and materia, and party. And I will begin this lovely little mini game in the next episode of Final Fantasy VII. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Will I survive this little mini game where we fight off Shinra troops on the bridge? You'll have to see. I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. I'll see you later.